Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome inside the Dollar Loan Center here in Henderson, Nevada, the site of today's Media Day coverage, sponsored today by the Northern Arizona Wranglers. Myself and Mr. Ed Cole joining you here. Ed, exciting to be here with you, my friend. Just got into town today. These guys are going to have some fun behind us. A lot of attention on them since this is the championship game for the Indoor Football League.
It absolutely is. Championship Saturday is coming, folks. Quad City and Northern Arizona are going to battle on this field right behind us for the right to become IFL national champions for the 2022 season. And this is going to be a war, Eastern Conference versus Western Conference. I cannot wait for tomorrow night.
It is going to be a star-studded event here this afternoon inside the Dollar Loan Center. Both teams on hand. Representatives from a couple of representatives from each team will be up on the podium speaking this afternoon. So I'm excited to hear what they're going to say. Commissioner Tryon will be speaking as well. They'll be also handing out some awards as well up there, Ed. I saw some stuff up there for Coach of the Year, obviously, and some other MVPs of the year. A lot of exciting stuff going to happen here this afternoon inside the DLC.
Of course, when it comes to IFL business, it is hopping right now. And this is the perfect time to hand out these awards the day before the IFL National Championship, before these two teams go to battle for the right to become the best team in the Indoor Football League and be reigning champions.
That's exactly right. Let's step aside, take a short time out here, and we'll come back here as we lead you up to the coverage. Now, this afternoon's coverage of the Media Day will be presented on the Indoor Football League YouTube channel, but we'll also have the same coverage for you here. So you're welcome to stay with us here. We'll have the audio feed as well for you there from right up on the stage, or you can go over to the Indoor Football League YouTube channel and get that main camera shot. Whatever you prefer this afternoon, we got it for you here. So stay with us. We'll be back here in 2 minutes, and we'll have more for you leading up to the start of the Media Day coverage at 4 p.m. local time. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
That's funny. Desert School's changed their name.
Yeah, now it's Desert Financial.
Alice Cooper! Wait, what are you doing here?
I'm telling everyone, school's out.
For summer?
Forever.
Whoa! Whoa!
Dude, put your card in.
You got a voice, Molly. Use it. Do it for the phone.
Let's do it for the phone. They do so much for you. When they're out there all alone, there's something we can do. T-Mobile, look at these maps, they don't lie. And faster speeds nationwide. Let's do it for the phone.
We welcome you back inside the Dollar Loan Center here in Henderson, Nevada. It's Championship Media Day coverage on the air here on the Northern Arizona Wranglers YouTube channel. Ed, a couple representatives from each team going to take the podium and talk a little bit today. I'm excited to hear from these guys.
I am as well. Todd Tryon, of course, the IFL commissioner, will be there. He'll speak. Doug Bland, the owner of the Quad City Steamwheelers, Corey Ross, the head coach, Malik Duncan, running back, Kevin Rudd, wide receiver, former Northern Arizona Wrangler, EJ Hilliard Jr., quarterback James Kimu Naehu. Am I saying it right?
You did it.
Naehu.
Kimo Naehu. That's
kicker,
right.
Yes. And for the Wranglers, Jaquan Artist, defensive end, Caleb Barker, quarterback, defensive lineman Yurick Jones, and defensive back Trey Meadows will represent the Wranglers.
And let's just talk about this game for a minute, Ed. I mean, both these teams had to ultimately slay the dragon last weekend, beating the number one seed from each conference to advance to tomorrow night's game right here at the DLC.
It was tough. Both teams had to rally back. Quad City had to rally back from a double-digit deficit in the fourth quarter to beat Frisco, to knock off the number one seeded Frisco Fighters in their own building. Just a week before, they knocked off the Massachusetts Pirates in their own building to dethrone the champions. So the road for the Quad City Steamwheelers to get here has been rough, but they weathered the storm, got 2 road victories, and of course now they're here in Las Vegas for what they hope is a third victory on the road and a championship. But for the Northern Arizona Wranglers, they knocked off Tucson a couple weeks ago, and then 2 weeks ago we remember that classic game at Footprint Center in Phoenix, how this team fought their guts out and fought back and got a victory 52-51 over the Arizona Rattlers, winning the Western Conference Championship and earning their right here to play in the Dollar Loan Center IFL National Championship.
It was an absolute barn burner down there at the Footprint Center. The Wranglers coming out on top by the score of 52-51 to get to this one here. And you talk about the two teams, Ed. Quad City's been in existence since year 2000. So over 20 years in existence, still chasing that first national championship. Obviously, only a few years here in the Indoor Football League. And then the Wranglers, 2 years in existence, and they're in the championship.
It really is amazing. It just lets you know what these two franchises are made of. It starts from the top as far as their foundation, from the ownership and the leadership and the head coaching and all the coaching, everybody that's in the coaching staffs, and of course the talented players on both sides of these football teams. That's the reason why they are representing their respective conferences here in Henderson, Nevada, for the fight for the right to become IFL national champions, because these are two outstanding organizations.
It's going to be a fantastic game tomorrow night right here inside the Dollar Loan Center, a 5:05 p.m. local kickoff, 7:05 Central Time, and that's 8:05 on the East Coast. The Quad City Steamwheelers against our Northern Arizona Wranglers. I'm so excited, Ed. It should be a really great matchup. You look at it on paper, both the teams pretty evenly matched, but it's really going to come down to who wants it more here right on the field behind us tomorrow evening.
Exactly. It's going to come down to, as you mentioned, who wants it, who's going to turn the ball over the least, who's going to take advantage of every opportunity that they have, because we know the opportunities are far and few between in this football game. So when you get the opportunities, you have to take full advantage of it. So the Steamwheelers and the Wranglers are going to have to do what they have to do respectively to earn this championship, because they're not going to be given it easy.
You know, folks, we have the teams sitting here just waiting for everything to get going. You take a look at these guys, that it's pretty special. They're looking around trying to soak this whole thing in. You talk about the special part of this whole weekend. Some teams may never get back here again. A lot of teams have never been to a championship. Some players have never even been close to a championship. And they have to really seize the day here tomorrow night inside the DLC.
Of course, as you mentioned, there is no guarantee that either one of these teams will be back here next year. So as you mentioned, for 60 minutes tomorrow night, for 4 quarters, these teams are going to have to fight their guts out in order to earn this championship, because there is no guarantees that this is going to happen again, that they will come back and represent their conferences. So handle business tomorrow, celebrate, and then we get on until the offseason and get prepared for the next season.
It's going to be a long 24 hours. I was talking with Miss Moss as Coach Moss and his wife made their way onto the field here this afternoon. And, it's a long 24 hours now, Ed, between the kickoff of the game and the final prep work tomorrow. Right. Everybody make sure and get some great rest tonight. It's lights out, I think, at 11 o'clock, but tomorrow it is game day and it all goes down.
And I know both of these teams are locked in. They're laser focused on what they have to do to win that championship tomorrow. So all they have to do is come out tomorrow and execute offense, defense, special teams. If they want to hoist that trophy at the end of the night after those 4 quarters are over, they've got to go out and do what they have to do, what they've done all season long to get to this point.
Absolutely right. You see the players right now, Ed, signing footballs here that'll be given away at some point here during the weekend, I'm sure. When we were back here on March the 18th, and we suffered that 22-9 loss to the Vegas Nighthawks, the home team here inside the Dollar Loan Center. Did you envision us getting to this point right here, Ed? I told you as we walked out that back door over there back in March, we got to get back here at the end, at the middle of August, and here we are, my friend.
I envisioned it, and you know who else envisioned it? Jeremy Neal. When he was on the Wranglers Roundup Coaching Show, he called this.
He did.
That we will be in Las Vegas. We will be in Henderson. And lo and behold, look where we are.
We are here indeed. We'll take another short time out here as we get ready to kick things off here for Media Day coverage here inside the Dollar Loan Center. One more commercial timeout, and then we'll get ready to cover things up on the stage. Things should be starting here in about the next 5 to 6 minutes. We'll be right back with you here in just a couple of minutes.
I'm sorry.
You're all right.
Live broadcasting, folks.
Obviously, we got termites.
Well, the first thing is, you got to know what they're biting on.
Whoa, yeah.
This aged birchwood is perfect for the big ones this time of year.
Oh.
They gobble it up like a candy bar.
Nice.
What's going on?
What?
I told you to hire a pro.
I did get a pro.
An Orkin pro.
I got this.
Got termites? Don't call any pro. Call the Orkin Pro. With over 120 years of experience, nobody's better. Orkin, the best in pests.
You're still paying me for this.
Nope, just relax.
And that's cut. We are clear.
Come on, Playmaker. Why you always got to be so awkward on camera? I would say you're making me look bad, but we both know that is entirely impossible.
It was possible back in the day on the football field, that's for sure.
You got to be losing your mind. Somebody roll back these tapes, man. Can somebody get this man some water? He ain't feeling well. Please, somebody.
We'll all feel better when you stop all that trash talk.
Duh, Dog, are you serious? Look like you needed some real trash talk. See, this ain't trash. This is recycling, which means it goes in the recycling bin. Schooling you again, Playmaker, as usual.
The only thing you ever schooled me on was how to get away with bad calls. That was embarrassing.
Not as embarrassing as you putting recyclables in the trash can.
When did we start talking about your touchdown dance? That was embarrassing.
You've gone too far.
Look like old days. Boy, you know I love you.
Know the difference? Make a difference. Be a team player and recycle. Visit PepsiTrashTalk.com to learn more.
Welcome back inside the Dollar Loan Center here. The Media Day coverage just about ready to get underway here, 4 p.m. local time. James Poovey coming to you live alongside my broadcast partner, Mr. Ed Cole. Ed, we're excited for tomorrow night's ballgame. We're to talk to some of those players here up on the stage. Commissioner Tryon is going to have some words about I'm sure the Dollar Loan Center and the partnership here to have the IFL National Championship game here for the next 3 years, and it all starts tomorrow evening at 5:05 p.m. local time.
Again, exciting times here in the Indoor Football League. These two teams, the Steamwheelers and the Wranglers, are about to do battle in a little bit over 24 hours, folks. So if you've got your tickets, we can't wait to see you tomorrow night. And if you haven't, get some tickets, because this is going to be a barn burn. This is going to be a classic. I'm calling it right now.
It's going to be a fantastic game here. You know, you talk about this team, they match up really good on paper, and the game is going to be really good here tomorrow night inside the Dollar Loan Center, 5:05 p.m. We're going to wrap it up for right now, and they're going to get things going here in just about 2.5 minutes up on the stage as Commissioner Tryon will get it going here for the Media Day coverage. We're going to give you a zoomed-in shot. We've got the same audio off the board, so if you want to stay right here, you'll get the same coverage that they have over there on the Indoor Football League YouTube channel, or you can bounce over there and get that main camera shot there, and then come back here at the end of the broadcast, and we'll have some post-game comments for you as we wrap things up here from the Dollar Loan Center. Have a great evening. Enjoy the Media Day coverage, and get ready for that game tomorrow night here, the Wranglers and the Steamwheelers. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate your time, and we hope you enjoyed the broadcast.
Go Wranglers.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Brian McCormick, and welcome to the Dollar Loan Center in Henderson, Nevada, to those who've joined us in person today, and the many more watching on the Indoor Football League's digital channels. Over the last few years, the Las Vegas Valley has become the sporting event capital of the world. So it's only fitting that the Indoor Football League has chosen this beautiful new venue as the first neutral site for its championship game. Tomorrow at 5 p.m. Pacific time here on this turf, the Northern Arizona Wranglers and the Quad City Steamwheelers will meet for the Dollar Loan Center IFL National Championship game. We're privileged to be joined today by representatives from both teams, along with IFL Commissioner Todd Tryon. We'll have the chance to hear from both sides, but to start the afternoon, we'd first like to invite Commissioner Tryon to the microphone to say a few words. Commissioner, please.
Well, first of all, I want to thank everybody for coming here in attendance. It's hard to believe that it was just 12 weeks ago that we made the announcement to come here as a predetermined spot for our national championship game. I want to thank Chuck and Mary Brennan of the Dollar Loan Center. It was his vision and to be honest, his drive to get me here to check it out and ultimately put this deal together so we could create an environment and a destination that was exciting for fans. It was exciting for the ownership groups, and it was exciting for our players and coaches. And as you can see by this venue, beautiful, beautiful venue here in Henderson. We got a first time anybody's ever played on this field, and we're really excited about it. I want to thank Team Vegas, the whole Nighthawk and Golden Knights group. Outstanding job in helping put this together. Mike Davis, I don't know if you're here, but he's been a stallion for us. And I did not know he had as many talents as what he does. All our IFL ownership groups, thank you. It took a buy-in from them to take this event away from the top seed and bring it to a neutral site. So thank you guys. Our league staff, Allison and Eric, you guys did a great job as usual for helping put this together. And all our sponsors of the event. Without the sponsors and the fans, it doesn't make sense to do this, but we've got great buy-in from the community. The city of Henderson, thank you. You guys have really welcomed us here, done a great job of marketing our product. And last but not least, our two competing teams. We've got a couple teams here that nobody expected to be here. And you've got Northern Arizona, who they came off a 1-13 team, a 1-13 season last year. And they rebuilt their coaching staff. They rebuilt their team. They went into a hostile environment there in Arizona and knocked them off to deserve an opportunity to come here and compete for the national championship. And then also you got the Quad City Steamwheelers. They've been dormant since 2019, just laying there waiting for this moment. And, they had a great season and they got hot late. They needed help just to get in the playoffs. But once they got in the playoffs, they went up and knocked off the defending champion of Massachusetts, and then went to Frisco, knocked off the #1 seed to give them an opportunity to compete for the Dollar Loan Center IFL National Championship. And so we're excited to be here. We're excited for 5 o'clock kickoff tomorrow. Doors will open at 3:15. But before we get into that, we want to recognize a few people here. And I guess I'm going to start with, we're going to bring up each ownership side. You got Trey Medlock, second year of ownership. He's done an outstanding job up there in small city of Prescott, Arizona. And Trey, you want to come on up here and just, he's upset because I didn't tell him he was doing this, but that's when I know he works best. So Trey Medlock.
Thanks, Todd. Never would have thought that after last year, we'd be in this position, but I had the opportunity to hire undoubtedly one of the best coaches that's ever been in the indoor game in Les Moss. And he then put together a great staff, and then they went to work and the job that they did recruiting and selling Prescott Valley and Prescott, Arizona to all these young men. And I don't remember how many rookies we've got, but I know that the defensive player of the year is a rookie. But just to convince a bunch of 24, 25-year-old guys to leave the East Coast and come out to Arizona, they did such a great job, and just so excited. And, Todd and I talked the other day about this, but this business model works. You've got two of the smallest markets. I know we are the smallest, and I think you guys are second or third. So the business model works. And when you can have these small markets playing in the championship game, it says that what our league is doing business-wise is making sense. So, super excited to be here. It's a great facility. It's been a great 2 days so far, and just look forward to tomorrow. Thank y'all.
Thank you, Trey. Next, I'd like to bring up the owner of the Quad City Steam Wheelers, Doug Bland. He's been in the industry for quite some time. As I say, 2019, they came over from a different league, competed in the IFL, did a great job. 2020, well, had to shut down because of the obvious. 2021, their state still wasn't open, so they had to shut down again. So as I said, for 2 years, they've been plotting and scheming to get here, and he's done an outstanding. He's put a great staff together, outstanding job putting a great team together. And so, Doug Bland.
Well, thanks everybody for coming out today. Like Todd mentioned, it's been a struggle for us. The state of Illinois obviously wouldn't allow any indoor events in 2021, so we were basically stuck without a place to play. My coaches and my staff came to me and said, "Hey, we don't want to sit around. Can we go work somewhere else?" And I said, "Absolutely. I want you guys to keep working." Corey went and Destiny both went up to Bismarck, North Dakota, and played, coached and managed with that team. And then as soon as we found out we were coming back and the state lifted all their restrictions, we had one goal, and that was to be here this weekend. And it wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for that staff that believed in what we were doing in that small little community in Quad Cities. And the city of Moline has been amazing. They definitely helped us get through that rough patch. The Tax Layer Center, Scott Mullen and his crew had just did an amazing job and believed in what we had done the previous 2 years before COVID. And, our fan base is amazing. I don't know if people watch our games, but our fans come, they show out, and they cheer us like we're the, an NFL team, and it just can't get any better than that. And for us to reward them and make it all the way to this championship game, just is a credit back to our fans, our sponsors, and our entire staff, all of our players. I mean, it's very humbling to be sitting here right now, and we just got one more game to put it all together. So we appreciate everything.
Before we open things up for questions and stuff, I just want to recognize a couple more people, give them a chance to come up here. The first one, we'll start over here. Coach Ross, head coach there at Quad City. He former NFL player, former Nebraska Husker. He's been coaching in our game for the last 4 or 5 years, done an outstanding job. He's recruited some outstanding talent, and he's got them to buy in. And so, ladies and gentlemen, Coach Ross.
I'll be short and sweet. First off, I just want to say congratulations to, NAZ and your football team. And I'm a fan of this game first, and I watch every game. And I appreciate the effort that both these teams, not only just our teams, but this league and these players that come out here and put it all on the line to play football. So I just want to say congratulations to you guys and your staff. Did a great job, man. It's going to be awesome to get out here and play in this national championship game, and for the first time in our team since we've been involved in the IFL. So it's going to be awesome. We're blessed. We're hungry and excited to be here, and want to make sure we put a maximum effort out there on the football field and put on a show for you guys out here in Vegas.
All right, next we want to bring up the head coach from the Northern Arizona Wranglers, Coach Moss. He is not he's very familiar with these championship games. He has won the championship in a few other leagues, but what's exciting about Coach Moss is to say he came in, took over a 1-13 team, first year, actually earned the Coach of the Year of the IFL, Coach Les Moss.
Thank you, Commissioner. Congratulations, Coach Ross and the Quad City Steam Wheelers. You guys have done a heck of a job all year. It was a lot of fun watching you guys also. I want to thank everybody that voted for me for Coach of the Year. That's an incredible team honor. You know, without the hard work of my incredible assistant coaching staff, Coach Rob Keefe and his just tremendous efforts in recruiting and everything that he does. And then Coach Windsor, being a first-year offensive coordinator, has just done a tremendous job. And Coach Moran with the defensive line and linebackers, and really Trey and the whole front office staff. It takes a great effort by everybody to get any kind of Coach of the Year award. It's the ultimate team award, and I want to thank you for that. So I really don't have much to say. We're really excited to be here. Obviously, both teams have done an incredible job to get here, and tomorrow night's going to be a great game, and we're really looking forward to it. So really, that's all I got to say. Good luck to everybody, and let's get it on.
Thank you, Coach. All right, I want to recognize two quick players here before we open things up for questions. But first of all, over here, we've got Caleb Barker, Trey Meadows, Ulrich Jones, and the last one is going to come up here and say a couple words. I don't know if he was told he was going to, but he's going to. Jaquan Artis, he was not only defensive rookie of the year, he was the defensive player of the year. So we've got a league full of talent. And if someone to come in and as a rookie be the defensive player of the year, he's something special. So I'm going to go ahead and bring up Jaquan Artis.
I'm really just thankful to have this award, and just honored that the votes was favored in my way, and people notice my efforts on the field. Just give all praise to God for putting me in this position, and I just thank all my coaches for believing in me and my teammates, because I wouldn't do it without them. Just thankful for this award, man. Thank you.
All right, and over here we've got Kimo Nehu. I hope I said that right. We got Malik Duncan, Kevon Stud Rudd, and the last one we're going to go ahead and bring up here and say a few words is EJ Hilliard. And the crazy thing about EJ is 2019, he was the offensive player of the year. Said things got shut down for a couple years. He bounced around he went and joined another team, and then he didn't come back to Quad City until week 5. All right, so comes in week 5, takes a minute or two to catch his stride, but when he did, he was a tough player to stop. And you guys will see tomorrow night that everything flows through him, and did an outstanding job the second half of the season, and because of that, he earned Offensive Player of the Year. So EJ Hilliard.
Just want to thank God for this opportunity. It took a lot to get here, a lot of sacrifices. I'll be robbing God of his glory if I sat up here. I took credit for anything that happened for me to get here. Thank you to this team, believing in me, coaching staff, my teammates. They know the sacrifices that had to be made, practice schedule, everything that just went into being here. I just thank God just placing me around people like this to allow me to grow. The 2 years I did take off, it was just me learning how to be a leader. I've been in a leadership position my whole life, and it took 2 years from 2019 to up until now to learn how to lead men, lead an organization. So I just thank God for that opportunity. This award is not about me. It's about my teammates. I can't do everything on my own. Coach Ross, he entrusted me with a lot. And my offensive line, they stand tall, stand in the paint, and they check me when they got to. My receivers make the plays. Running back, they tote that rock. And defense, man, they just continue to just be dogs, and provide us with opportunities to score. So, I thank God for this league. To me, this is my NFL right now. You play where your feet are. So I'm right now here. I'm just thankful for all the opportunities, and shout out to Miami, baby.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and open things up for any questions. Anybody have any questions? I believe we've got a mic for that side, and then we've got a mic for this side. So anybody got any questions, just go ahead and stand up and ask, and you can address whichever player or coach or owner you'd like.
I got a question for both coaches. Is there any special preparation you had to go through preparing for this game since you haven't played each other before?
Starting this side with Corey Ross.
Of course, we all game plan to the team that we play next week and the week after and the week after. Not playing these guys didn't really have to, go game plan or break them down or just figure out what they do. But like I said, I'm a fan of the game. I've been able to watch, the talent that they have over there and the ability that they have to score at will and the stops that they make on defense. Yeah, we definitely. I think for both of us, I don't know how he feels about it, but having that week off was gave us enough time to prepare and just make sure we have our best game ready for tomorrow night.
Thank you for the question. Yeah, I agree with Coach Ross. I mean, we game plan. I think everybody does that. We game plan offensively and defensively, and that the extra week definitely helps as far as preparation goes for the mind as well as the bodies. This is the 19th game for these guys. So, as far as the actual preparation part of it, we're getting ready to play a game just like we always do.
Question for Caleb. Curious, how do you feel like your game has changed the most since that first game that you played in this building just about 5 months ago?
I think my game just adapted. The speed of outdoor games obviously different than this. So learning the speed and then putting some gloves on. Me and Coach Moss joke about it. He's mad that he didn't bring out gloves for the second half, but I think those two things, and then trusting and getting to know my receivers, because this game's a lot more about timing than it is anything else. So understanding the game, and then putting trust in my receivers and making the throws on time.
This question's for EJ. You were talking about leadership, and I think you made a mention about the growth in your leadership over the last couple of years. Can you expand on that? Tell us a little bit more about what's gone into that. What have you learned, and how are you a better leader now than you were then?
Thank you for the question. It's just been a lot understanding what it is to lead an organization, to lead men, on and off the field. Guys coming to you, calling you 2, 3 in the morning, 11 at night. Hey, bro, can you pray for me? Can we talk? I need advice on this. I need advice on that. Can you come to dinner with me? Can you come to lunch with me? And just knowing that, people trust you with their life. That's what this is about. It's just a blessing to be in a position like that where you can, you can call someone, you can look at someone, you can take them to dinner, you can take them on a walk. You go to the basketball, whatever you got to do, play the video game. Just to understand who they are as a person, and then understand, how can I motivate them? How can they motivate me? How can I sow a seed in their life, and vice versa? And then when you get on the football field, when it's time to hold someone accountable, they're not taking it as a personal attack, not attacking a person. You're attacking me as a player, and you're asking me to be better. You're asking me to do better. So the last 2 years, training on the football field with no wide receivers and just me visualizing, being in a position like this. So I hope that answers your question.
This question's for Chemo. So Chemo, being one of the most skilled and longest playing kickers in this league, are we going to see you around for next year? And how many championships have you been in?
This is my first, thanks for the question, Gina. This is my first actual championship game that I'm going to have to play in. I made it to the championship with you folks a few years ago, but I tore my knee. This has been an incredible experience for me being, I think they said I'm 47 last week, so I'm probably like 50 by now. No, it's been crazy to be in the locker room with guys that could be my son. It's been fun. I get to see a whole different side and see me back in the day now. So it's been a unique experience. I'm excited. And if my legs let me, you might see me again next year. Thank you.
For both EJ and Jaquan, what do you guys think about Vegas as a host site and also this venue as well, the arena here?
It's beautiful. It's everything you dream of, as a player wanting to play in the championship in the atmosphere like this, with the crowd, it's ecstatic. My teammates, we said it back when we came here, when we we're down at the halftime. Just said we wanted to come back, whatever it takes to get back, however it got to get done, running the ball 50 times, throwing the ball 100 times, whatever it takes. So this is a beautiful arena, and we put on a show tomorrow.
Thank you for the question. Just like he said, Vegas is beautiful. It's a nice scenery. This is a nice arena. It looks different from the times that we've been here before, and we're just excited to get out here and play on this field and take this championship home.
This question's for Kevin Rudd. So I would just like to know, what does it mean to you to be a homegrown Quad City, and what does this experience mean to you, bringing this back potentially to your community?
Thank you for the question, Destiny. Man, this means so much to me. Playing my rookie year in 2019, finally getting to experience what this league was like and what it felt like to play professional football in front of my city. And then unfortunately for the last 2 years we was gone. I actually was with the Northern Arizona Wranglers, working for Trey last year for a couple games before I ended up going to a different team. So I know what it's like, being on a losing team and, not playing in front of your friends and family and just being in an environment that's not buying into, what you're putting out there on the field. And I just want to say congratulations to them for turning that around, because I know what it was like last year being there, not winning. And then, having an opportunity as soon as they announced, my team was coming back. It took a while. A lot went into that for me to return back to Quad City, and just being in this position. I've always wanted to put on for my city. I always wanted to be a role model to those kids in the schools, and my family and my friends, and especially my teammates. We got some guys, Amos, Rob, and Raekwon. We got guys from my city too that are out there in the stands, and I know it means a lot to them. And just to be on this platform, and Sheets, my bad, Sheets, I forgot you, Sheetsty, I see you, my boy. Yeah, and it just means so much to watch the history that was made in 2000 and 2001, and 20 years later, I'm one of the guys that's going to be a part of rewriting history. So definitely thank you for the question. I'm always putting on for my city. Shout out to the Quad Cities.
There seems to be really strong culture in both locker rooms, and that starts from the top with the coaches. So I would love if someone on the Wranglers could describe Coach Moss for me, as a coach or as a person, and then someone from the Steam Wheelers, if you could describe Coach Ross. I'll let you guys decide who.
How the hell are you supposed to explain Coach Moss? Oh, man, thank you for the question. But Coach Moss is a tense, fiery guy. He brings the energy every day. He don't bring as much energy as me, but he definitely brings it. Definitely a caring, loving coach, man. He gets to know his players personally. And, I know he's excited to be here. We're excited to be here. But, he's just an energetic guy.
Yeah, Coach can't keep. I got good stories for Coach, but I ain't gonna make an example right now. But Coach is good at making examples. He loves staying on top of us because he sees the potential. That's on and off the field. That's at practice. As soon as they make a mistake, We'll explain ourselves, and he'll get on top of us because he knows he just sees that potential in us, and that's what got us here. You know, staying on top of us all the time. If guys need extra work, call him. He'll watch film with you for hours. He'll chop it up with you. His phone's always on. His door's always open. So he's always looking out for the best of us, and he trusts his guys. I've been with Coach Ross since 2019. Even in 2018, when I was trying to join him in the CIF, he was trusting his guys. He didn't bring me in. So he's like that now. When he has his group of guys, he trusts them. I think he's only made between 5-7 cuts throughout the entire season, only if he has to. If he's injury prone or anything like that. So he's a firm believer in his guys, and he sticks with that. So it's definitely paid off, trusting the system and everything that we got now, and you know, everything that he's told us at the beginning of the season came to fruition because we're here right now.
Are there any more questions?
As for Caleb, you know, that win that the Wranglers got over the Rattlers in the championship game, the Western Conference Championship, was impressive. But it was all the more impressive because you were playing in front of a rabid, about 10,000 Rattlers fans, and your team kept its cool the whole time. Can you tell me what's the secret sauce for the Wranglers as far as being able to maintain that during that particular game, and what does that do for you going into a game of this magnitude now, the national championship?
I would say that, you know, this team is a bunch of brothers, probably the most team group that I've been with. And, you know, unfortunately, Coach Moss always hates when we say we're a second half team because you obviously want to come out and start fast. But there was no negative talk in the locker room. You know, at halftime, we were down by 14. It was all positive, and we knew what we had to do coming out in the second half. And we came out and we turned it around and got the ball rolling. But, you know, to play in an environment like that is awesome. You know, a lot of guys that are in this league haven't played in front of that many people. But an environment like that is loud. I mean, when you got people screaming at you and you can't hardly hear the play call from Coach Windsor, I mean, it makes it tough. But it made that win all the more sweet, you know, because we lost there a couple weeks before that and didn't play up to par. So to come out there and beat them and then have the opportunity to play for a national championship is special. And I hope we all know sitting over there that we're all super blessed, you know, and not everybody gets an opportunity to play for a national championship at any level. So I'm just ready for tomorrow.
I have a question for both Coach Moss and Coach Corey Ross. If you could describe your team in one word and explain that word and what it means, what would it be?
Start with Coach Moss over here.
Hardworking. I know that's two words, but hardworking. They were a tremendously hardworking team from day one, and that's it for me.
I would just say family. That's what we wanted to be from day one since training camp, and to be able to just sit back and watch our guys hang out with each other, grill outside, go bowling, laser tag. Shout out to bowling. I'll be there all by everybody on my team, by the way. But no, we have a family atmosphere, man. That's what we wanted to build, and it's as a coach, you just love seeing it. You love seeing how they communicate, and it carries over to football games. So I'm just very, very blessed and proud of the group of guys I have.
Any more questions? Thank you, everyone. That will conclude our press conference this afternoon. For members of the media in attendance, if you're looking for one-on-one opportunities, we can facilitate those off to the side of the stage. Remind all of our viewers to spend the next 24 hours following Wrangler, Steamwheeler, and IFL digital channels for game day coverage, and to join us tomorrow at 5 p.m. Pacific time for kickoff for the Dollar Loan Center IFL National Championship game. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you for game day.